Hey guys, what's up? Arthur here, and thankfully I have good news. The plan in order to get the ability to capture my stuff for the Wii U because my other capture card was not working, believe it or not, I actually did manage to pull it off. It still didn't take as many cables as I thought, but it's still a little bit of a pain in the butt. So, to clarify, in the last update video that I had, let me go ahead and unplug this one thing. I mentioned that this right here, oops, upside down, my Game Capture HD for my Elgato was not working. I was missing a driver on my computer, and quite simply, after emailing back and forth between the company, they said, really the only thing we can do is take it back. So if you've got the receipt, we can of course take it back, look at it, get back to you, either, send you a new one, refund your money, whatever. Which I am glad they actually got back to me on it, and they were willing to do that. Obviously, I haven't done it thus far. I'll probably do it at some later point because I actually don't need it to capture the Wii U software. So that is good news, and this probably will be a bit of a long update video, so I will, hopefully you guys will stick with me. If not, at least check the video for the actual part of the footage to see if it is to your liking or not, because I've got it right now pretty much on the best graphics I can set it on. Just keep in mind it's not going to be as good as what you would typically see for Wii U because it's not in HD. But it at least works, and that was really the primary goal. I'll probably send my Elgato back at some point, and if I can get it to go back to HD, that'd be fantastic. If not, well, then I don't know what we'll do from there. We'll kind of play it by ear on that case, but what I basically had to do was, as you can see, I have my cables for my Nintendo Wii right here, which, you've got power. Here's the RCA, which this actually has the S-Video cable on it, so it's a little bit different from what you're used to seeing, and then the sensor bar. Down here we've got the power, which is this one right here. This is a little bit difficult to see, but is where my finger is pointing. This is normally where you'd be getting your HDMI component. Now, it is actually not plugged into my TV. I'm not going to be able to split this one unless I order more cables, and I really don't want to do that, so this is actually going out here, which you can now see this cord. And this cord is going out to an HDMI to AV converter. So this is taking the signal from HDMI and decreasing it. That's why I say it's not going to be in HD, but at the same time, at least this works. This mess down here is a connecting cord because the actual capture card that I have, which is the Diamond VC, the ends right here, which you can't see because they're not plugged in, these are female ends for the cables, and the ends on the capture card are female ends. So this connecting cable in the middle is basically just an extension cord that's got two male ends. So it's got one on both sides so it can plug in and actually connect. Thankfully I had that on me. I guess it probably got sent with my Diamond VC, more than likely. I think nowadays they actually give you like an extension cable, so that's actually pretty awesome that it worked out the way it did. And then, of course, my capture card is going into one of my USBs right here, which this is an additional USB port because I have to have several plugged in, because right now my microphone is not plugged in for this. You guys are on camera. So the microphone will be plugged in here, the capture card is plugged in here, and then the actual converter is plugged in up here. So I have 3 cables running and a bunch of stuff running at my feet, so I'll have to be incredibly careful. But as you can see, if I pull it up here momentarily, we in fact do have footage, so that is a good sign. I played a little bit of this a minute ago, of Mario Kart 8, and I'm going to play a little bit for you guys here. This is mostly so you guys can check the... Whoops. That was getting dark because I had it on for a while. This will be checking the quality of it for you guys. Of course, it's probably not going to look that great on camera, but, we'll see when it's actually a direct capture rather than on camera. I played a little bit of it. It didn't lag that badly, so that's a good sign. Typically with the Diamond VC, you want to have it split so you can play the game with virtually no lag, but thankfully my computer's relatively good at not lagging too badly, so I'll be playing a little bit of this for you guys shortly. Just let me know what you think of the settings. I can mess with them a little bit, but thus far from what I've messed with, this is about as good as we're going to get, so I'll say it again when we actually get started here, but let me know if you guys think this is not good, and then of course I can switch to another LP. If you think this is set to go, then we will be ready to go pretty soon. Let's see, it's March the 11th, so yeah, I should be able to have I got about a week to get Path of Radiance done and over with. I've completely recorded the whole thing. It's completely over. So all I have to do is edit it and then just put it up, every now and again. I've got a video of Mario Sunshine that's ready to go, so that will probably go up the same day as this. So as a whole, things are looking up. So if this looks good to you guys, then we should be ready to go. From what I got from the comments, surprisingly high amount of people said just kind of do whatever you want. And it's like, yes, I do want to do the LP, but if nobody's going to watch it, as fun as it is, I do want people to actually get enjoyment out of it. So, LPing is one of those things where it's not all about the viewers, but it's not all about me either. It's a little bit of a give and take relationship. So, if it actually does look really bad, you guys let me know, and I will try to mess with the settings as best I can. I haven't fiddled with them too much, so we're just going to kind of play it by ear. So, with that being said, let's get on with the video. Alright guys, Pitmarthrow here. Welcome to a quick trial recording of not a new capture card, but a new way to set it up in order to record my Wii U. So, first and foremost, just if you guys could let me know in the comments really what you think of how it looks. I've got it kind of zoomed in on my screen because of how it's set up. I don't have the splitter like I normally do, so I'm actually just playing this off of the device straight up. So, I'm not noticing like hardly any lag at all. That's kind of why I picked Mario Kart 8 for this, just to see how bad it would lag. So I'm just gonna kind of run through like a course or two and just see how good or bad it looks from my end, and then I'll probably end up posting this regardless. So if you guys could just let me know what you think, that would be really awesome, because if I can get this to work within like a week or so, then I should have a project coming up for this channel. No, it is not this. As for the project on Mario Kart 8, I pretty much decided that I would probably just like show all the tracks, maybe just like have a few a couple races with friends or stuff like that, but I'm not really gonna show like me unlocking everything, because on this file I actually have everything unlocked except for the gold hang glider, which you need to get 10,000 coins for, and you can only get a maximum of 10 per race. I know you can get them faster by doing multiplayer and stuff like that, but the point still stands. Last I checked, which was probably about 12 or so races ago, I only had about 4,200, so not even half of what I needed. So the gold glider will be in the very, very distant future if I'm still playing this game, but either way. So if you guys could just tell me what you think of this, that would be fantastic. It does not, I will admit, it doesn't look as good as it does on my TV. I can tell that immediately, but keep in mind, since I am having to convert this from HDMI to RCA, or to, just the standard red, white, yellow, it's going from, HD to 360p, it's going from 720 to 360. It is, of course, going to have a drop in quality. But if you don't really care about the quality, like, if this quality is fine to you, then, there's no problem, which, while the HD does look awesome, like, this doesn't look like you can't even tell what's going on. Like, I can tell what's going on quite well here. I think 360 is perfectly fine, but I can completely understand why people want it to be higher definition, so I'll leave it up to the audience. I know the audience said do whatever's best for you, and in my case, whatever was best for me is, if this worked, awesome, I would ask again, and if not, then, no big deal. But it does actually work, so we can kind of play from there. So if this looks like it's good enough for you guys to enjoy it, the quality is not absolutely killing your eyes, because it's not what you're used to seeing for the Wii U, then there should not be any problem. If the quality is too bad for you, then let me know. It's not going to break my heart, so don't worry about it. If it is actually too bad, then just let me know, like, yeah, this probably isn't, I probably would end up watching a playthrough of whatever game, just because the quality's not good enough. I can completely understand that, so just let me know in the comments. I have gotten much better at Mario Kart 8. In fact, in case you're wondering, and I'm not saying this to show off, I'm saying this because I actually like it a lot more,
I went through a stage of liking this game and then hating it, and now I actually kind of like it again now that I'm starting to play the 200cc engine class. It feels like the game is finally playable, because I'm used to playing Double Dash, and I'm not entirely certain this is true. This might be entirely false, but I've played most of, if not all, the Mario Kart games. The only one I haven't played off the top of my head is 7, which is the 3DS one. But Double Dash is easily my favorite. And playing Double Dash on Mirror or 150 honestly feels faster than any other Mario Kart game that I've played up until doing 200cc. 200cc feels about the speed that Double Dash was on 150. So, it's nice to be actually able to play it. Like, this actually feels, despite the fact it's on a decent speed, this feels pretty slow to me. So, yeah. Whenever I played through all the other courses, like, really I didn't have that much difficulty getting the 3-star ranking. I've got the 3-star ranking on every single course that's in 50, 150, 100, and in mirror mode. 200cc I just started, like, yesterday, so I've got it for Mushroom, and that's it, I believe. I haven't started Flower. I think I gave it one attempt, but I had to stop and run an errand halfway through, and you know how the Wii U powers down after an hour, and I didn't think it would take an hour. And, of course, surprise, surprise, it did, but, you know, what are you gonna do? I was only, like, one race in, so it wasn't exactly like, oh, really, now I gotta go do those other 3 races again. It wasn't that bad, but either way. I'm glad to see that there's not much lag here, though. That actually is really nice. That's a good sign. I didn't know if there's gonna be a lot, a little... Because I know that the capture card... As I mentioned in the first part of this, depending on your computer, how old it is, you might have lag if you play it off of the capture device directly. But my computer's relatively new, and despite the fact I've been having issues with it, the system specs are pretty good. I could actually make it a much, much better computer if I added my own stuff in, but I don't really have the finances to do that currently. So, you know, that project will be on hold, you know. Hopefully my computer will it will last the test of time, and I will be able to upgrade it further. That'd be really cool, but I'm not actually having that much lag. This is running pretty smoothly. I ended up going with this game because, you know, this is like a game where you have to have pretty fast reaction times. So it's looking pretty good for the most part. I mean, the big noticeable difference is, like, stuff like stages where you go underwater, or it's raining, anything like that, is you probably won't be able to notice, like, the effect of the water dripping off your character or something like that as they get out of the water or they go into a dry spot. You know, their clothes go from that wet look to where they just go back to normal, but this is definitely absolutely playable for me, so you guys don't have to worry about, like, oh, you sure you're not playing with too much lag? Like, this does not seem to be a problem. Unless it's a problem for the game I have in mind, then we should be fine on that front. But it doesn't look like that's going to be an issue, which is a good sign, because that was one of the things I was actually worried about a little bit, was how bad it would lag. And usually I don't take this pass, so I'm probably going to screw up here. I usually take the red one, not the blue one. I'll be honest, I actually don't like this course a lot. This is one of the courses I don't do very well in this course. I don't know why in particular this course. And yes, that was my own banana. Good job, me. But yeah, for some reason it's this course that I'm not good at. This is probably the hardest course for me. Well, no, it is the hardest course for me out of the 4. But I'll probably end up showing the entire Grand Prix. I've already gotten the 3 stars, so it really doesn't matter how I place. I don't care about getting first every race, really. I'm more so just like looking at the graphics, making sure this is, you know, viewable, which it looks like it is. I know some people are picky about it, some aren't, so hopefully the comments will give me a better idea of where everybody's head's at. And of course this will work for games like, you know, the Runaway Guys doing Wheel of Fortune. I actually downloaded the game because of that, but yeah, games like that won't be an issue. I probably won't ever do a Let's Play for Wheel of Fortune, though. I'm really bad at word puzzles. Not like Calibre Cuff Paula Deen bad, But, you know, like, I have to get a pretty good amount of the letters before I can actually figure out what it is. And of course, if it's something like book title or movie title or actor, I'm screwed because I don't watch movies, I don't read books. This is what I do for fun, you know. And a lot of people are like, how come you don't watch movies? Like, there's a lot of good stuff out there. How come you didn't watch Deadpool? All that stuff like that. I guess the difference between, for me, is, which I know this is not the only difference, but it's what I usually notice, is the difference between, one of the big differences between a video game and a movie is, video games are interactive, you're actually doing something during them. Aw, Toad, you jerk. No, I will not let Toad pass me. I know I got third, yeah, Koopa Troopa, like, boosted past everybody, but oh well. But video games are interactive. You're actually doing something while you're watching the screen. The movies, you're just sitting there and watching. You know, you might be, like, if you're in a movie theater eating something, eating popcorn or whatever. But that's it. Like, I don't have the ability to do nothing. I guess I have to be doing something to some extent. And if I'm not doing something, like, actually with my hands, you know, like, using a gamepad in this case, or controller or whatever, at least my mind is constantly turning, which I know is both a good and a bad thing. Like, from a work standpoint, that's probably a very good thing that you're always constantly thinking about stuff. Because, you know, you have to be on alert, especially being a teacher, you need to have that constant vigilance. Ever the vigilant one. Here, have a red shell. Ooh, right, I'm gonna have to turn my screensaver off so I can see what I'm doing. That will be a problem. Okay, I'm definitely gonna have to remember that. Because, yeah, my screen just went black, and I'm like, oh, crud. But yeah, I don't really have the ability to turn my mind off. Whoa, Nelly. This still looks pretty decent, though, which is a good sign. Now, by extension, I should probably clarify this, oops. If, and this is a big if, and it will also depend on the game, if I can get the Elgato people to get back to me, get a new capture card, fix whatever the issue is, etc., so on and so forth, and I get it back, and it works, I will be able to do Wii U games, again, like I did with Mario Kart 8, and I will post them in HD. As for my Wii collection, because for those of you that probably already know this, that own a Wii U. Okay, yeah, I hate that fireball item. I hate how people could just spam that and get you with it. For anybody that's got a Wii U, you know that you can play Wii games, I got really lucky right there, on the Wii U. And so I might do that for later Wii games if there's anything that I particularly want to play for you guys. And then I'll be able to play in HD. Just keep in mind, because it's on a different console, if I want to show off save data, like, okay, this is what happens when you've beaten this game X amount of times or something like that, like I did with Path of Radiance, keep in mind that I won't have that data. It won't be there because it's on a different system, so some games that may not be the case, some it will. It just kind of depends on the game. Jerk. It's one of the things I do not like about this game. You get slowed down so badly from getting hit. Like, probably worse than any Mario Kart that comes to immediate mind. It's pretty bad. Nah, he got me. Oh, he didn't get me, wow. I mean, it didn't matter, but I thought he had me. And yeah, this is usually my default cart for anybody wondering. Maybe at some point I'll actually do tournaments, but who knows whenever it comes to live streaming, you know. If I'm constantly having to figure out junk like this, live streaming is still a bit up in the air as well. Because then, you know, I've got to deal with a bunch of other different things, but, you know, I'll probably look into it at some point. I have time off right now because of school messing up, but I will have summer sessions, and I'll be pretty much taking as many hours as possible after that until I graduate, so, you know, now is kind of the time where uploads are actually at a decent pace, and even in the summer they probably will still be okay, but during the fall semester, of course, you know, don't expect them every day like they have been recently. Either way, hopefully that gave you a pretty good idea of how the quality looks. So again, and I'll say it for the final time, You guys let me know what you think in the comments. Overall, I think it looks good. It's not HD, obviously. It's not as good as the Wii U standard is, but it is playable. It looks okay. It's not bad. It's, you know, what you guys are used to seeing. It doesn't lag on my end, so that's not an issue. The recording setup is possible, which is definitely a good thing, so I'm glad to see that. So, overall, I will turn it over to you guys in the comments. I'll see what you think, and I'll make a decision from there. Right now, if I get pretty much a split decision, or you guys don't really give me a decision, which is kind of like the usual, you know, no, just do whatever you want, I'll probably end up doing the project. But, you know, most people said do whatever's most comfortable for you, and I said I would give it a try, and if it worked, then awesome. It does work, so that it is good, but I will ask one more time. So, thank you guys for watching this update video that's been going on for, I don't even want to know how long, and I will see you in the next one. Later.